All right, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another collaboration beer, this time between the Other Half Brewing Company, and they're out of both Brooklyn and East Bloomfield, New York, along with Washington, D.C., and the Fidens Brewing Company, and they're out of Colony, New York, and this is their Choppin Broccoli. So they're calling this one an Imperial IPA that comes in at 8.5% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in time of review. This can is just over 3 weeks old. I want to give a huge thanks and shout out once again to a couple good friends of mine and fellow beer tubers, Dan and Mike, over at FLX Beer Reviews for hooking me up with this one. I'll post a link in the description box to their channel. Go over there, check them out. Very generous individuals. And it was Dan specifically who gave me this one, and I'm excited. Why? Because it's a collaboration with Fidens from Other Half. And Fidens, I've not reviewed anything from them on the channel. They have blown up over the past year. If you can be hyped about hazies nowadays, Fidens is at the top of that list. And I've had a couple beers from them, courtesy of a good friend of mine and fellow beer tuber, Kyle over at No Hype Beer Reviews. He brought some to the 2021 Beer Tuber Palooza get-together that we had at another good friend of ours and fellow beer tuber, Matt, over at Massive Beer Reviews, his place. And, you know, I had like 2 or 3 ounces of 2 different beers from them. Forget exactly what beers they were, but they were very fresh and they were very green. They had that, you know, kind of hop burn green astringency on the back of the palate. You could tell that they were going to be delicious beers, but you needed to give them time. So I waited on this one, a little over 3 weeks old. I think when Dan gave it to me, this was like a week old, so I wanted to sit on a little bit. I know it's not brewed at Fidens, it's Other Half, but it's in conjunction with Fidens. Just want to be safe. Now, the cool thing about this one is that it is a combination kind of, well, I should say combination. It's kind of a take on the other collaboration they did, which was called Broccoli's Axe. So it was a combination of Other Half's Broccoli and Fidens, I believe it's called Eugene's Axe. So this one has Hallertau blanc, Simcoe, and Mosaic, and then they are dry hopping this one with Motueka and Nelson Sauvin, and it sounds pretty tasty. Hopefully it is. I don't know really what to expect from it, but because it has the blue tab, obviously brewed at East Bloomfield location, so yeah, that's looking very, very murky. Give this a nice pour here. Okay, really like it. I mean, it's just an axe with broccoli, so kind of getting them both in there, of course. Anyway, yeah, that has this really milky, like, I'd say honey orange color. Super, super turbid. Like, that's crazy turbid. Has about a 2-finger of this off-white, creamy looking head. That looks pretty fantastic for these, you know, new age hazies and New England styles. I mean, that's what you're kind of looking for. Let's get a nose on it. Ooh. So I'm getting a pretty big white grape quality, probably from the dry hopping of the Nelson and the Motueka. A little bit of like a lemon lime character. Seems like the dry hopping's really adding to this one, and it's the predominant note on the nose. It smells like it's going to be sweeter, has a pretty big sweetness in the nose, so sweeter white grapes. Kind of like a candied citrus vibe, the lemon lime. A little bit of an underlying like melon type of quality. I'd say like honeydew. It's a little bit of like a dank herbaceousness, very, very, very minute. It doesn't smell like it's going to blow my mind. You get that white grape, candied like lemon lime, a little bit of that honeydew melon, some herbaceous dankness, but it smells well-rounded and pretty cohesive in the nose. Will that translate into the taste? Will this blow my socks off? I have no idea. But thanks to Dan for hooking me up with this one. Cheers, everybody. Let's see what this one has to offer. That's delicious. That's a fucking delicious beer. Yep, way better than the nose. Body in this one's like higher side and medium, has a little bit heft at 8.5. The mouthfeel is just spectacular. I mean, it's carbonated, but it's so soft and smooth. It's ridiculous. I wouldn't necessarily say this is like super creamy, but it's so fucking smooth on the palate. It's just so inviting, just based on the mouthfeel alone. It's great. Taste-wise, there's a lot of that white grape. It's really grape forward, right at the tip of the tongue. First thing that hits my palate, passes through. There is some of that honeydew. There's some of that candied lemon lime, candied even like peach and like mango, like you know, like the peach gummy rings, but more like a candied lemon lime or a candied citrus tone. That's the first half of the palate. Mid palate, a touch of like this dank herbaceous quality, a little bit of like fresh cut grass, just like even like a tomato stalk or something in that realm. Like it definitely has a green kind of vegetal matter to it, but it's not like the hot burn or like the green astringency. It's actually, it's welcomed here. It's really nice. Finish is slightly better, semi-dry finish. I'd say this is more balanced out from the dryness than the bittering aspect, but it still leans a little bit more sweet. This is delicious. So easy to drink, 8.5%. You can't tell outside a little bit of a warming into the stomach, but like on the palate, there's no astringency of alcohol. There's nothing that would indicate outside of the body and mouthfeel that this is a bigger beer, and obviously the flavors. The thing is, you know, I realize when I'm saying this, I'm like, how is the alcohol hidden in this one? Is it hidden? And a lot of times I realize that I say, well, the only way you can tell is from the body, the mouthfeel, the bombastic tone of the palate. And it's like, well, pretty much you're drinking the beer, so you can tell. What I mean by that is like, there's no kind of astringency, there's no kind of negative type of feeling from the alcohol on the palate. That's pretty much what I mean. Like it's 8.5. Sure, if I was doing this blind, I'd probably guess around 8% in a double IPA, but it's not because I can taste the alcohol, it's because of the other characters in the beer. So that's what I really mean by that. It's delicious. It's a really, really well-made collab. It's not my favorite beer from Other Half. It's not blowing me away, but what's here is really fucking good. So Choppin Broccoli from Other Half and Fidens, that gets a straight 4.5 out of 5. Really good beer. It's not much more to say about it. It's really good. So price and availability, price point I think was $22 a 4-pack. You know, collab between these two breweries and what they're doing. I figure that's probably the going rate for something like this. I'm surprised it's honestly not like 24 a 4-pack, $22 a 4-pack. So price point, fine. $20 4-pack would have been better. But, you know, always would be, if it's cheaper, it's better, right? Saving some money. The availability, I have no idea. I would assume that this probably was only at the East Bloomfield location, or maybe their pop-ups. They have one here in Buffalo. They have one in Rochester. Maybe, you know, wherever Other Half, I think, brewery or has like a pop-up, they probably saw this one. I'd imagine it sold out pretty quickly because of the Fidens collaboration. But if you saw this one in your neck of the woods and you're not in New York or in Washington, D.C., around their brewery there, then let me know, because I'd be curious to see where this got distro to, if at all. So yeah, not much more to say about it. If you've had this one before, and I say this at the end of a lot of reviews, and I really want to hear from people that have had the beer that I drink, because I'm curious what you thought about it. That's the whole point of doing beer reviews. I like to hear, you know, the viewers' thoughts on the beer. Did you have the same opinion? Did you have a different opinion? You know, what did you think about it? I'd imagine a lot of people out there that watch my channel, you guys are Other Half fans, or like, you know, you like the hyped hazy. So if you've had this, definitely let me know what you think about it. I think it's really good. Not mind-blowing to me, but really good. And yeah, don't have anything more to say. So I appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. And to the next one. Cheers. Oh yeah, thanks again, Dan. I do appreciate it.